London Hotel Group, Labour donor. In June, Labour List published an article detailing top Labour donors in the first quarter of 2025. In the ranking of companies, rather than individuals or trade unions, number 5 was London Hotel Group Limited, LHG, with £3,750 in cash. The Daily Mail reports Dartford Labour Party received another £3,500 from LHG. The firm have also donated £3,750 to the Labour MP for Tooting, Rosanna Allen Khan. These would be insignificant details if it wasn't for the fact LHG own at least 3 hotels which have been contracted by the Home Office to house asylum seekers. Alin Khan has also condemned alternative arrangements such as detention barges. As far as I know, no contracts have directly been given to LHG under the Starmer government. These contracts were given under the Conservatives. Most of the contracts were closed by the Tories and were not renewed by Labour, though Labour did choose to carry on for a while with 2 of them, despite compelling reasons not to. However, Labour councils have made arrangements with the firm. A known asylum provider is giving money to the party of government when the government's current policy is to house asylum seekers in hotels. This clearly amounts to a conflict of interest. Legal or not, it is unethical. The firm and their hotels. LHG was formed in 2014. Its founder and CEO is Gauhar Nawab, an Indian-born property mogul who is involved and has been involved in numerous different companies. Waltham Forest Echo reported in 2024 he was a director of around 31 businesses, many of which were linked to hotels. Companies House has him listed as director of 16 active firms, all hotel-related, and 37 inactive firms, 22 of which are hotel-related. What he tends to do is draw up a separate company for each hotel, which is perfectly standard practice for hotel chains, but it does help to confuse things. The Daily Mail reported that Nawab has benefited from taxpayer-funded contracts for over 2 decades, beginning in 2002. They claim in that year alone he made £5 million in profit from those contracts. I can only trace such contracts back to 2012, when Nawab was providing accommodation for homeless families. Going by their website, the firm known as LHG appear to own 9 hotels, 4 of which are part of the Best Western franchise. 3 of them have certainly been used as asylum sites, but presumably are not anymore. There are LHG sites not mentioned on the website. After all, nobody can stay in them, some of which have housed asylum seekers and the homeless. Other such hotels were not part of LHG, but were owned by different companies associated with Nawab. There may well be more arrangements with Nawab properties that are not widely known. Such is the secrecy with which such contracts are offered. The current LHG hotels that have accommodated asylum seekers in the past are the Best Western Peckham, the Best Western Queen's Crystal Palace, and London Walthamstow Hotel. I will now explore these as well as other Nawab properties. Tooting. Rosanna Alin Khan has been the MP for Tooting since 2016, replacing Sadiq Khan. Her donation was received on the 31st of March 2025. In 2018, LHG purchased the Old Constitution Club in Tooting Broadway and was given planning permission to develop it into a hotel. The two things could be connected, as could an agreement with Labour-run Wandsworth Council, which covers Tooting, to house migrants and the homeless. In 2021, LHG tried to sell the hotel, but this didn't come to pass. In August 2023, Alin Khan spoke out against housing asylum seekers on the Bibby Stockholm barge in Portland, calling it unethical. Having widely announced their virtue on the Bibby Stockholm, Labour did not shut it down immediately, letting the contract run out in November 2024. In May 2024, the Tory government tried to move 8 migrants from the Best Western Peckham to the barge, but a far-left renter mob blockaded the road, let down tyres on a bus, and prevented it. The Best Western Peckham, as chance would have it, is another LHG establishment. In July 2025, GB News reported that LHG had been approached by Wandsworth Council to house homeless people and possibly asylum seekers in the Tooting Hotel. The council denied unprocessed asylum seekers would be there, but did say the residents would be asylum seekers with indefinite leave to remain, splitting hairs somewhat. Homeless people would also be staying there in what they called temporary accommodation. A joint statement from the council and LHG said the residents would be locally connected families who have become homeless through no fault of their own. In September 2025, Inside Housing reported a 6-year agreement was signed to provide this temporary accommodation. It is unclear whether it has begun yet. One of Nawab's sons pronounced, "Our goal is to have projects like this in every borough in London in the next 5 years. Just what we need."